Hi everyone, YouTubers. So I got a bit of a a question. So I have this '93 Dodge Dakota LE with a 3.9 V6, and my question is it's about the headlights. So I just replaced this switch, and I'm sorry if you guys cannot see any lighting here. Kind of a little bit difficult, but so anywho's. Sorry for the buzzers. But there's the switch right there. So I just replaced that. Sorry for the buzzing. Stupid truck. But, so here's the problem I have. So if I pull on this switch all the way, I will have headlights. But no dash lights. And no tail lights. Okay. Now if I push the switch in, I'm supposed to have park lights, which I believe I do. But I still get no dash lights, no dome light. Shoot, I don't even get no park lights at all. So, I think the front ones might work. Okay, yeah, no. So I don't get no park lights, no nothing in that section of the switch. Keep in mind, guys, this is a brand new switch that I paid $30 for. And so then we come back and it's a 5-speed, by the way. And so now if we push the switch all the way in, then nothing, like just normal driving. But if you just so happen to move this switch slightly out, and you've seen earlier how my dash lights kind of flickered, you can get the dash lights to come on like they're supposed to. However, the dome light doesn't come on, which is fine. But then all of a sudden, I have working taillights and a license plate light back here. And I believe the park lights are on. Okay, but then get this. So if I pull that switch out anymore, I will have no dash lights. I will have headlights if I go to the headlight section. But then I won't have no taillights, no license plate light, or nothing. If you guys could help me out, post some comments and stuff, and help me figure this thing out electrically. It is a great truck for being its age. I mean, sure, yeah, it looks ugly. I have to give it that. But because I would really like to drive this thing all the time. And another thing is that the sending unit or the gas gauge reads wrong. It's faulty. Also, post comments down like that below. Also, it'll read full, but then when it gets to about 50 miles, it won't read anything. It'll go back to E, and then when you get about like 100 and so miles, the needle will start to fluctuate. And it'll just, I don't know if you can kind of see it now. It's kind of just, I gotta get the dash lights to work first. But it kind of just sits there and kind of hunts around. Especially when you're driving, the needle will just move up and down, or it'll just sweep. Kind of. I don't know if that's like a background or what's going on with that. Other than that, guys, for the year of this truck being a 93 and it only has 104,000 miles on it, it's not a bad truck. Just could use a little bit of help. So, like I said, if you guys want to post that, or put some comments down below, some ideas. The mechanic that at my work thinks it's the switch is defective, that when I bought it, well, then I had to kind of try to reassure him that the new switch was doing the same thing as the old switch that was originally in it. So, I'm thinking it's something else. I'm thinking there's a short somewhere. I'm not really an electrical guy, But if it's just a little bit of search and find kind of, if anybody has like another Dakota or something that would be willing to kind of give me some ideas and suggestions, like I said, yeah, like these lights are just so wonky, and it's just weird. So if you guys could post, give me a comment, something, kind of give me some ideas. And yes, the ABS light and the brake light, the emergency brake cable got cut when I bought the truck, and so these two lights have always been on like that, and so they really don't bug me too much. But yeah, if you guys could tell me what, give me some good ideas to kind of root around for. I'm kind of doing this one myself because the mechanic people that I keep taking my cars to, they just keep ripping me off. So, and I'm not saying I'm the sharpest tool in the shed. I could do it better. I could do it better than what they can, or at least give it a try anyway. So anywho's, if you guys could put your comments down below and help me figure out why the dash lights come on only when you move the knob out probably a half a turn. And now O'Reilly says also, and I could probably agree with them, my battery that is in this truck at the moment, the battery that I originally, when I bought the truck, it came with a battery. The battery is currently 7 years old, almost 7.5 years old, going on almost 8 years old in December. O'Reilly's did test it and the tester said it was bad. Keep in mind, it still keeps starting the truck every day or at least every time that I come out here to start it. It starts right up every time with the battery. And so I don't know if that could be an issue where the battery is just weak, but I don't think that would be an issue. And then I noticed yesterday it was randomly, I took it to, so here's what happened. Yesterday I took it to my wife's stepdad's house in Monroe, drove it all the way there just fine, had supper, came back here, and then all of a sudden it just started randomly dying. I mean, it died on me like 7 times while I was trying to get it into the parking lot. So I don't know if it's just bad battery, or if it's just stuff that's clogged up, or vacuum lines that may have like a pinhole in or something, and it's just letting just enough air kind of leak by or get sucked in to where it messes with things. I'm not for sure. So like I said, if you guys could help me out with this thing, put some comments down. So the problems with the truck is it randomly dies. That seems to be a really rare occurrence. Like today when I drove the truck, it didn't have no problems. I drove it all over the place. Like yesterday, it seemed to have that problem. What else? The lights. The main issue is the lights. Why the taillights come on with the dash lights and the license plate light, and then I get the park lights. So you see what I mean? Something's not right and I think I kind of agree with the mechanic. Something is not right with the switch. Something's funky and wonky, but something just doesn't seem right. The sending unit, or the fuel gauge reading, it'll read full, but once you hit about 50 miles, it'll fall flat to E, and then about maybe 100, like, on the way home to work or from work, it would start sweeping. It would just kind of hunt. Every time you hit a bump or anything, it would just start hunting around trying to give you a reading. But I'm assuming it was just the fuel sloshing around in the tank. And so I think it's the sending unit on the fuel gauge part. I'm not for sure. If you guys want to give me a comment or something. But like I said, it's a good truck. Also, if you guys happen to if you want to be interested in buying this truck, I don't have it listed on the marketplace for sale. Just saying, it's really not a bad truck. It just has a little bit of issues to get through. But other than that, yeah. So if you guys want to post me some comments, give me some helpful ideas on how this stuff works. I picked an older truck for a good reason, because I used to be a mechanic back in Job Corps, and I think I still might have my books from back in Job Corps, and so I used to work on these older vehicles, but I just never came really good to electrical work, especially when it came to lights and stuff like that. I was not very, I guess, intrigued by how this wire could carry so many volts and to here, there. I never really was, enthused is the word I'm looking for. I was always fascinated by the motor, the sound. I was always fascinated that way. But yeah, so this one's kind of got me stumped. I don't really want to take it to a mechanic because I know they'll just try to rip me off on it and say, oh, this is bad. This is like this car here next to me. This is my car. It's an '07 Ford Taurus. And I'm surprised I even got that damn thing back from the mechanic, because he tried to rip me off on that one. My exhaust leak, which was just a small exhaust leak, and my fuel filter was leaking gas. And he decided to charge me almost $400 to $500, and I told him to kiss my butt, and I wanted my car back, and so I figured I would do the repairs myself on this car here. So, like I said, and I have another car that's over at a mechanic as well, or the same mechanic that's been ripping me off. So I've been trying to get my car, or my other car, my wife's car, back from him, and fighting with him on it. And he's a good, I guess I would say he's a good mechanic when it comes to, I would say, if figuring out something is wrong. But on the flip side, his labor and everything is just out of control. I mean, it is just almost, it's almost insane high. Like I said, he's a good mechanic to have something, to let you know that something is wrong and something like that. But, the amount of money that he charges to fix something on your car is just astronomical. And it's just, like I said, he tried getting me for this car here. I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but he tried getting me for that, for the exhaust leak and the fuel filter. And I kid you not, guys, the part that was broke on my exhaust and the part that was, and for the fuel filter, both of those parts combined. And this is just me taking the time to do it myself. And I already did the fuel filter on the car, so it would quit leaking gas. But I haven't got around to the exhaust leak yet. Both of those parts together was about, $69 for the part that was broke on my exhaust, and it was $13. I even went and bought a more expensive fuel filter for my car. It was $13 to buy the fuel filter for my car. And so I probably got what, 80, 85 bucks altogether for my parts for my car. Just have to go and fix them, and he wanted $400 to $500 for parts and labor, and I just wasn't having it. I just told him I wanted my car back, and I had the fuel filter done within probably, it was probably a half hour at the most, and I was even taking my time on it. So, like I said, if you guys want to help me out here, give me some comments and stuff about the Dakota. And I can see it's kind of running just a slight bit rough. And so, just a slight bit. I mean, it's kind of shaking a little bit, only because I have the air on and everything. And so I'm going to turn that off. But other than that, guys, I would just like to know your comments and stuff. Oh, god dang, stupid buzzer. But yeah, if you guys could give me some helpful tips and tricks and stuff with electrical work, that would be awesome. Thanks, guys, and have a great day and the rest of the week.